that thing is going to start itself up. Caught me off guard. I don't know what to say. In Israel, you can go Google it for yourself. On the, I think this is the Western Wall or the Weeping Wall, the vines on the wall have like grown into a 717. Am I saying that Jesus is coming back in 3 days? Maybe. I mean, it's what we've been waiting for. It's what we've been looking for so long. Some of you have been looking for a short period of time. Some of you have been looking for longer than I have. We were looking back when it wasn't cool to watch and to hope for that day to come. Back when we didn't understand what was going on in the world. But Israel did become a nation in 1948. Sorry, I have 3.5 acres and I was mowing all day today and got dirt all over me. Anyway, Israel did become a nation in 1948, and 80 years later, we come to 2028. The watchers everywhere have determined that 2021 is the time when this is going to go down, for many, many reasons. There's a couple looking at 2022, but for the most part, for the most part, we're looking at 2021. When exactly, we don't know, but we're looking, hoping. It's the great hope, right? It's what we're hoping for. But if you go to Google that Western Wall, or the Weeping Wall, the Wailing Wall is it called? The vines have grown into a 717. They have pictures all over the place. There's so many clues out right now. The kid that was rescued from the collapsed building down in Miami, his name was Jonah. Guy gets swallowed by a whale. It's all over the news. It's not the first time that's happened, but it's all coming together. It's like God said. It's like God said in Luke. He said, you can determine the rain is coming. You can determine if it's going to be a hot day by looking up, but you can't see what's going on around you. It doesn't say that in Matthew and in Mark and Matthew. He says, wicked generation seeks after a sign. It doesn't say that in Luke. Because Luke is the bride. We're the ones that are going to escape all these things. Some are saying we're halfway through tribulation. Man, I don't know. It's for me, when that first seal opens, I think people are going to know it. I don't think it's going to sneak up on us. I think people are going to know it. So I've argued that a lot of people say, oh no, we're going to go througto tribulation, get saved at the end. And I say, so we're going to go through tribulation. Then we're going to get caught up to the third heaven, because in 2 Corinthians, I knew a man. You can. I'm driving, so I can't do this, but you can type in "I knew a man above 14 years" and read it for yourself. And I want to take this one step further. Tribulation is 7 years long. True. But there's two groups of people that it speaks of, and if you read down further, it speaks of the John group as well, the 144,000. And I've always said, I mean, we have to use a bit of common sense. We're on a planet. Time exists for us on this planet. In heaven, I don't know how time works, but on this planet, it works. So if there's 7 years of tribulation, there's 7 years of tribulation. So, my point. What I have always said is, what do you think? We're going to get raptured out of here. Some of us are going to go to the third heaven. Some of us are going to go to paradise. We're going to all go through the 7 years of tribulation, and then we're going to get taken up, separated. Some are going to go to the marriage supper of the Lamb. Some are going to go to the wedding feast. There's a difference in those two. You're going to get a horse assigned to you, some training on how to go to war with Jesus, you're going to eat, and then you're going to come right back? No, you're going to go up there and spend some time. There's things to do. And I argue that for the escaped bride. But wait a second, there's another group. They will get rescued at the end of the 7-year tribulation. During the tribulation, they will be protected. The Bible says it very clear that nothing will bring harm to them. They'll have a mark on them, and no harm can come to them. I would say the same exact thing for them. Are they going to go to heaven, to paradise, and see their house and all the stuff they have to do and get trained up and get a white horse assigned to them and all the stuff that goes on, and then come right back down? No. There's another 6 years. It's not a tribulation, but it's a period of time that God might be letting the land set for the how do you call that, when they let the land, you work the land for, is it 7 years or 6 years? I think it's 6 years, and then the 7th year it rests. There's a 6-year thing that's going to happen after the tribulation saints leave. And then there's this year that the Bible speaks of where it kind of, nothing happens. So I just have this feeling after the tribulation saints leave, there's this other period of time. And where I get that from is Jacob, Rachel, and Leah. He worked for 7 years, and it went by and he didn't even know it. What happened 7 years ago? We had the blood moon tetrad 7 years ago. So we have the blood moon tetrad 7 years ago, and it was like nothing for us. We have some birth pangs. Things are going on around us. Some of us in worse condition than others, but all in all, things have gone on. Then the raptured bride goes, boom, just boom, we're gone in an instant, in the twinkle of an eye. But then the tribulation saint, who's that? That is Rachel. Leah was the bride. After 7 years, he wakes up in the morning and finds he has Leah. He has to work another 7 years for Rachel. And he does. And it's not easy because he wanted Rachel from the very beginning. So he winds up working for 14 years. Finally, Rachel is his. Then he packs up his wife, his wives, and his concubines and his kids and takes off. Now, wait a second. He doesn't do that, does he? No, he stays and works for 6 more years for the cattle. Who are they? Who's the cattle? Those are those who go into the millennium. They can still die. They have not accepted Christ yet. This is why you will not see the holy city. You'll see the holy city set down where Jesus is in charge of it, but you will not see heaven and earth together. You only see that at the end of the millennium. Why is that? Because God still cannot be in the presence of these people. They have not been saved yet. There's 1,000 more years, and at the end, they're going to be tempted. We can't be tempted. We have new bodies. We're perfect. Jesus has us covered, you know? It's like people keep, I hear people saying, you have to do this and you have to do that. How do I word this? You don't have to do anything. Jesus did it all. He said it's finished when he said it on the cross. There's nothing you have to do. There's stuff you will do. You're going to do. You're going to watch these videos. You're going to clamor around this information. You are excited and interested. That's why you're here. That's why you're watching. Because you want to know when he's coming back. And I'm doing everything in my power to figure it out. And there's a lot of people out here. I was talking with Aaron last night in his Discord. He's got an amazing Discord. I love it. Talking with Russ. Infinite Rapture. He's Jay Justified. There's so many of us, literally, that are combining our understanding of things and trying to figure this out. And then we're all trying to figure it out, working to figure it out, and then what happens? God puts in a vine, on a wall, 717. Is that it? Is that our sign? Are we supposed to be looking at that? That was 3 days, right? Before. I don't know. I mean, how does that even happen? Literally, how does that happen? You know? And so we keep watching. keep watching. Don't stop watching. I mean, I haven't stopped watching in over 30 years. It's just sometimes I'm like, oh, when? But that is spoken of in the Bible too. It's called your longing, your yearning, you're wanting that day to come. And that's important. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what you want, right? I mean, this planet and everything on it has nothing to offer us for eternity, So anyway, I thought I'd get on here and talk about that real quick and let you get back to your day. Remember, go to a quiet place by yourself. Nobody needs to know, and you don't need to tell anybody. And ask the Lord to come into your heart. What's going to happen next is an earnest, ongoing desire to do the will of God. And doing the will of God is not a salvation issue. It is a evidence issue. Okay? Evidence. Satan right now, I've heard so many people say Satan's not in heaven. Yes, he is. That's his job. He's the prosecutor. It's a big court. It's a huge court going on right now. And Satan is the prosecutor. And Satan is up there. Remember when he was prosecuting Job, saying, Job loves you because you've given all that stuff to him. And God said, no, he loves me. That's why I gave him all that stuff. Wheat and tares. You can hardly tell the difference. So God says, okay, prove me wrong. You can do anything you want to Job. You just can't kill him. And he wiped Job out. He wiped him out. He gave him, I think it was 2 times what he had. Except for children. Or did he? Nobody counts those children that are in heaven. They died, but they're in heaven. So he did wind up with twice as many children. So it's a big court battle. Satan's up there right now. Everything you've done your whole life, every thought, every time you're sitting around going, oh, I can't believe I did that. How is God going to forgive me for that? What are you talking about? Jesus said it was finished on the cross. It's done. It's over with. It doesn't matter what you've done. It is finished. And he's up there just non-stop, just attacking your character and everything you do. But you know what? Like I said, you might not be making videos. You don't have to make videos. But you're watching, and something about a Christian. I don't know how many times my entire life I just stared up at the sky. Just non-stop staring up at the sky, just looking to see if I can see him coming back. Because that's what we want. But I've talked to people, I'm like, when's the last time you looked up at the sky? He's like, oh, I don't know. I've never looked up there. Why? Only like if I, see a cloud or something. I'm like, okay. I mean, that's the difference. There's evidence. There's evidence. The great prosecutor is prosecuting you right now. And you can sense it. I know you can sense it. It happens to me, it happens to all of us, where we think of something we've done and we're just broken down in our spirit over it, asking, how could God forgive me for that? Because it's finished. That's how he did. The evidence is going to be what you do after that. It's not a work. You don't work. Well, it is a work, because without faith without works is death. So, but it's the evidence. It is the evidence that Jesus puts forward and says, look what this person's doing. They're watching all the videos. They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure it out every day. That's why it astounds me when anyone gets upset at anyone who's trying to figure out the date. I don't even understand how you could be upset over that. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what drives us every single day. And it's the evidence. It's the evidence. So never discount somebody's evidence, trying to figure this out. So there's Satan in heaven, just nonstop, just bashing you nonstop. Let's give him some evidence. Let's give Jesus some evidence. Let's give him what he wants, what he needs. Let's give that work. Not to salvation. You're already saved. It's over with. It's finished. But evidence to prove his case that you are saved. That you're going to go out and speak nice to people and treat people fairly and do the right thing. Don't take anything. Like the greatest command is love God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, and to love thy neighbor the same way. Can you say that about your neighbor? I got stung by a bee, I think. It really hurts. Anyway, I had a bee on me, and I smacked it off, but I'm seeing that I might have gotten stung. Anyway, there won't be any bees in heaven. no bad thing will harm us there. I'll have the perfect skin tone. Look at my farmer's tan from mowing today. Anyway, Repo Man 64, love one another, keep seeking, don't stop, and give some evidence. Prove who you are. Prove who you are. You know who you are. Prove it. Do something wonderful. Repo Man 64, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll talk to you later.